He goes, well, they'll take care of you right away. Okay, they will. I still have to wait. So I called them on the phone. They said they need the product number. I go, okay. There's a few numbers on the box. So what number do you want? I said, because there's a few numbers on the box. She said, I said, the one with the barcode? She goes, yeah, that'll work. I said, okay. So I give her the barcode number. She says, that number doesn't work. We need the product number. Okay. What happened to the barcode number? You know what I mean? You know. Is this not hooked up to anything? Maybe not. I'll put it right there anyway. So, I'm sorry guys. I don't mean to be doing this. So, meanwhile, I mean talking to you and doing this at the same time. So I'm looking for this product, or this ID number, product number, whatever it is. She says, look on your receipt. She says, where'd you buy it? I said, Home Depot. I said, your rep was there. And he recommended it. I had a problem with it. Took it back. He said he fixed the problem. Next week I had to bring it back because the problem wasn't fixed. Apparently it was just a temporary fix at this point. I said, so at that point, it's still not working. He's there. He told me to go through you. Well, why didn't he just replace it? Because he said I had to go through you. You think I really want to talk to you guys? She said, well, give me the receipt number. Because we got to tie in to Home Depot. I said, all right. So I give him the receipt number. That doesn't help me. What do you mean it doesn't help you? You just told me you wanted the screw. It didn't work. You said that couldn't help you. Now you wanted the receipt number. I give you the receipt. That didn't help you. She says, look on the receipt and see what's on the receipt. I look on the receipt and it gives me Home Depot's number. She says, well, give me that. I give her that. She says, that's not going to help me. Just call me back when you get all the right information. Well, wait a minute. You're telling me what to give you, then you're saying it doesn't work, and then you're telling me to call you back when I get the right information. What's the right information? Your support. You're supposed to be helping me with this problem. Well, anyway, nothing got done that day. I went back the following Monday, because again, he's usually there on Mondays. He wasn't there. So the guy that was in the tool department says, well, can I help you with anything? I says, I'm going to explain this to you one more time. So if there's anybody else that wants to hear this, go get him now. So, oh, wait a minute, let me go get the manager. So he goes and gets the manager. Well, I made this to come out easy, and look at the problems I got to go through. Apparently I forgot I screwed all the wire ties in. So now he's there and the manager's there. I'm telling him the problem. And when I start to try to explain something, and I can see that you have no idea what I'm talking about because you're not listening to me, you know, and you keep asking the same question over again, I start to get loud. So I started getting loud. Well, as I'm getting loud to explain to the manager, I guess he was the so-called manager of somebody that doesn't understand anything, I guess. I'm telling him the story. He says, well, what do you need? I said, all I need is to replace this battery. Well, the guy that's here on Mondays, the rep usually does that. He wouldn't do it. He told me I had to go through support, through the warranty department, and to call them. He goes, well, I just told you the problem I had when I called them. you know, and then now again, I said, aren't you listening to me? Now, because I'm getting loud, naturally customers in the store are starting to hear me from miles away. Well, there was another employee that worked there, which is actually a member of the gun club that I belong to. And he hears me, so he comes over. And he goes, what's the problem? I said to him, listen. I said, I really don't want to get you involved in this because, you know, I know the guy. He's at the gun club, you know, and I really don't want him to get involved in this, you know, where he's could get fired over there or something. I don't know. But I just don't want him to get involved. So I said, listen, I really don't want you to get involved. I says, you know, I can handle this. So he goes, well, let me ask you a question. Now the manager's there that's been trying to figure out what to do. The guy in charge of the department that day was trying to figure out what to do. This friend of mine that works, or not works, but belongs to the same gun club as I, who works in a different department, he says, well, why don't you just return it? You can return the whole package. You have like 90 days to return the whole package. He says, then buy whatever you want. I look at the manager and I says, you couldn't come up with that? You couldn't tell me to do this? Right? I said, so now I'm going to return the whole thing. Where before all I had to do was hand me a battery. Now I don't know which is best for you, but you know what? Returning the whole thing is best for me. So I returned the whole thing. Then they asked me if I wanted a replacement. I go, I'll never buy another Ridge again. Now, I have a sawzall. You know, those, you know, you cut through just about anything you want to cut through. That I bought when I was doing some remodeling on the house. I bought it about 5 years ago. I never got, oh, and I was doing the kitchen. I bought it when I was remodeling the kitchen. Well, you know what? I put the blade in it. I locked the blade in. It's got that little turn on the head. You put the blade in, you turn it back. It's supposed to be spring loaded and stays back and all that kind of crap. So lock the blade in, start to cut. I'm not forcing it. I'm letting the saw do the work. The blade keeps popping out. Something that should have taken me a minute or two ended up taking me like 5-10 minutes. Blade pops out, falls on the floor. It's hot, you can't pick it up. You got to find something to pick it up with. It falls down, you can't find it. You got to put another blade in. It was a nightmare. I still have it. But I had it for too long a time to do anything with. Because sometimes I just buy them to have it in case I need it. So, this is where I'm at with it. So, even today, you should have seen it when I was trying to build this addition using that. My brother-in-law tried using it. It's just a nightmare. You can't make a cut without the blade popping out. Well, I said, you know what? I said then, never again. But apparently I forgot. Because when I bought the Ridgid screwdriver, electric 12 volt, 18 volt, whatever it was, set, I must have forgot because I bought the set, which I returned. And then I remembered. Now I also bought, the same day that I bought the jigsaw, reciprocating saw, whatever you want to call it, I bought a small router, which was also a Ridgid. Now I hadn't used it yet, because like I say, I buy things sometimes because I buy it in case I need it. You know, and when you're out here putzing around, you know, you guys know, you're always going to find something that you need that you may not have. And some of these tools are just nice to have in a shop anyway. You know what I mean? It's just a must-have anyway. So it's not that I was wasting money. It's just I spend it ahead of time. So, not too long ago, I was building a birdhouse, and I had to cut out a couple of windows. I said, well, you know what? I said, this would be a great chance for me to use the router to do these windows. I pull the router out. I made my initial cuts so that I can do what I have to do. And I start running the router around the window to clean up the edges. And it stops working. Now, I'm not rough on my tools. I take care of my tools. And I always let the tool do the work, so I never force it. As my grandfather always told me, you got the tool. Let the tool do the job. So that's what I do. I never force it. Nor do I ever try to use a tool that's not made for that job to do that job. Now, the thing is, sometimes you have to improvise, so I will do that occasionally. You know, if you haven't got the tool, you need a tool, and, well, you gotta use what you gotta use. So again, I'm not bad on tools. Now, either Home Depot is getting all the seconds, or I'm getting all the junk. I mean, which one is it? I have no idea. All I know is, whenever I buy a Ridgid, I have nothing but headaches with it. So I personally will never buy another one. Well, there is to it. Don't ask me how I got on that. Oh, when I was talking about the Ryobis. Well, guess